my lawyer said he wasn't ready both of those days, right? And then the judge pushed it on, and then on the 22nd and the 24th they had pre-trial. But guess what happened, man? The officer that got the warrant for my house said he's never seen me selling any drugs, and he's never seen me selling drugs out of my house, and he's never seen me make a hand-to-hand. I like, how did he get a warrant to come to my house? You know what I mean? And he got on the stand. And my lawyer said, "Have you ever seen Marvin guy selling any dope to anyone?" He said, "No, sir." He said, "You never seen him do a hand in?" He said, "No, sir." He said, "Have you ever seen Marvin guy selling drugs out of his house?" He said, "No, sir." He said, "Okay." He said, "Well, how do you do this?" He said, "Well, I'll give him some money, and I stay 2 blocks away. He comes around the corner, and then he comes back, and he said, I got that from Marvin." My lawyer said, "Wait a minute, are you kidding me?" You know what I'm saying? He said, "How do you know that's a fact?" He said, "I did." And so he said, "Well, how did you got more?" He said, "I just simply drove by and seen him standing out in front of his house, and I thought that he was selling drugs." My lawyer said, "Man, you cannot, so that, man, I was dumbfounded by that. But here's the reason why they re-indicted me. Because they want to now separate that bad warrant that they had to come to my house, because they know that's against the law for a judge to issue a warrant for them to come to my house based on circumstances. So they re-indicted me so they can separate the warrant, because they saying that I consented to the search because I signed a consent form, right? But I never consented because she never read me my memoranda rights when she interviewed me the second time, right? Because I really denied that any drugs was in my house, and the police even said that, that wasn't true. So this is the first case ever in history where they went and got a warrant for somebody's house, and based on the fact they never had any drug buys from him or nothing. And the CI, whoever this guy was, it just got me dumbfounded. But they're trying to separate the warrant and say the second warrant was legit because I consented to the search. But what we're saying is I got a pistol put in my mouth, and that's called coercion, and that the lady used trickery because she left when I asked for a lawyer. She stopped the interview, and then she came back and said, "Same thing before, you want to talk." And so that's called trickery. You can't use trickery to get a consent because it's called coercion. So that's what we're going to fight next in court. That's what our next hearing is going to be about. But, all this stuff about what they're saying has been straight up lies about trying to say that all this stuff in the paper that said that I was here drugs, I was a drug dealer. The police officer said himself on the stand that he's never seen me with any drugs, and he's never seen me sell no dope. He's never seen me sell no drugs. So he confirmed what I'm saying. So we need to challenge that affidavit too. The judge denied my motion to suppress, but I'm gonna tell my lawyer go in on motion to challenge the judge who issued the search warrant and say that he abandoned his judicial role as naturally detached when he issued that warrant, because there was nothing in the affidavit that said that I sold anybody any drugs. And so that's why it's been taking so long. So they've been trying to figure out how we're going to trap them off. So what they did was they re-indicted me and said, "Okay, this is how we're going to do it. We're going to say that he consented to try to get rid of the bad search warrant, and then say, well, the only thing matters is the second search warrant now." But guess what? No, you can't put a pistol with me, put a gun in my mouth, and then say that I gave my consent freely and voluntarily. Based on that, that's first of all. Then secondly, she can't use trickery. You know what I'm saying? When I asked for a lawyer, she stops the interview and comes back 2 or 3 hours later and say, "Okay, well, same thing as before." That's called trickery. You can't say same thing as before. You have to read me my Miranda rights again, and that did not happen. You know what I mean? So it's tough, man. I'm fighting, man. My lawyers, then the DA, he's not turning over all the evidence in my case. It's been like almost 5 years, and we're having these hearings already, and he still hasn't turned over The evidence in my case, we found out one of the police officers was a crook. The lady that was interviewing me found out that she had a criminal record. Her name was Sharon Brink. She had a criminal record, and she got her criminal record expunged. She did some kind of theft back in the day, and she's a police officer. She can be trusted, and she's the one that's been dealing with all the evidence in my case. Kind of find out she's a crook. You know what I mean? They just handed that information over to us recently, and then the DA admitted on the 22nd that he's been withholding information, discovery from me that's material to discovery in my case. He admitted that on the 22nd. So, he's not giving my lawyer time to prepare a defense for me because he's obstructing justice in my case by holding the evidence that can prove my innocence. And, it's tough, man. It's tough fighting these people because, they're putting out every trick in the book, because we've been asking for discovery for 5 years and we still don't have everything, but they're trying to push the trial forward, and, they're not giving us enough time to prepare, because right now, my lawyer, he said that he didn't have everything. He didn't know what forms that the consent was signed on, that the DA was delaying, and so, my attorneys are behind, but the judge is still pushing the trial, putting pressure on them, us to move forward, and the DA is not giving us all the evidence. And then to top that off, like I said, the police that got the affidavit said that he's never seen me sell no drugs. And this is the first case in history that I can see a warrant was issued with no drugs or nothing. You know what I mean? So it's tough.